I identify as a small creator. Even though I've made more than $1 million working on my own over the last 8.5 years, sold tens of thousands of books, and reached a global audience, I've never had any intentions to scale or grow beyond myself. I don't have an assistant, I don't have a content team, and I never outsource my writing. I also have no intentions of growing or expanding beyond a single person solopreneur business. I like being small. To me, it's a feature, not a bug. I first heard this phrase of a small creator from my friends Bob Sharma and Becky Isawara when they used it for the name of their podcast, Small Creator Big World.
Hey team, welcome to Small Creator Big World. I'm Bob.
And I'm Becky, and this podcast is a space for us to chat about all things being small creators on the internet.
The phrase immediately spoke to me. I told them, it's me. They thought I was joking. You're already successful though, they said. But I really think this idea of a small creator is a viable path available to many more people. And I think especially for early creators, it can be a much more exciting path to aim for than the loud voices who are telling you that you need to be a 7-figure or even 8-figure entrepreneur, or build your audience to a massive scale. I'm not going to say that pursuing being a small creator is going to get you rich, but for many people like me, getting rich is not the point. It's about the creativity, it's about the work itself, and the freedom that this kind of path enables. For me, small creators are defined by many clear principles. Small creators stay small by default. Small creators own their time. Small creators value their relationships. Small creators protect their energy. And small creators embrace what I call the long, slow, stupid, fun way. Small creators stay small by default. I get asked so often, have you thought about hiring a team? Have you thought about doing coaching, launching a course, a children's book, another book, partnering with other people to do books, publishing other people's work? Yeah, I've thought about it, but then I always come back to asking myself, what would I do once I've gotten the money I would get from these tasks? It's always the same answer. I'd write, explore ideas, create and share my work with the world. But I'm doing that now, so why not just keep doing it? This is so hard, even for me that's been practicing this for years. The world tells us we need to achieve, we need to grow, we need to get better, we need to make more money. I always come back to this Derek Sivers quote. Are you happy? Are you helping people? Are they happy? Are you happy? Are you profitable? Isn't that enough? For me, for now, I'm a small creator because it's enough. Small creators own their time. 13 years ago, I went through a major health crisis, and for 2 years, I had to battle trying to recover my health while also working full-time. It was immensely challenging and really stressful. Part of why I wanted to take a leap and work on my own was so that I wouldn't have to negotiate with an employer when I wanted to recover and focus on my health. And since quitting 8 years ago, I've had many instances when I've had weird health issues crop up. And while it's stressful and challenging, I can take time off. I can clear my schedule. I can pause working for a few weeks. And it's actually counterintuitively such a big relief to be able to do that. I did the same thing to my schedule when my daughter was born. I didn't have to return to work. I didn't have other employees depending on me. It's just me, a small solo creator. And of course, there's a trade-off. It means less financial security, but it also means I get the autonomy of making those decisions when I'm making those trade-offs. And when it comes to the work, this is even more important. A creative life built around creative work doesn't fit into a neat factory schedule working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Some people can clock in and clock out doing things like writing like a job, but that's never worked for me. For me, my creative energy flows in unpredictable ways. Sometimes I'm filled with inspiration and good ideas flow out of me as if I'm not even trying. Other seasons, I'm languishing, struggling to find words, struggling to connect to my creative energy. Work is slow, and I have to embrace it, not try to rush fixing the problem, and release myself to the different seasons and flows that come through my life. Small creators really care about relationships. To me, my readers are the coolest people. I love hearing their stories and connecting with them around the world. 10 years ago, when I started writing online, I started meeting people that reached out and said, "Hey, I read your essay. This is really interesting." And it sparked all these interesting conversations. They made my life full, and I was just like, I want to keep this going. To a small creator, it makes sense to invest in these relationships and this time because it's inherently part of the creative process and the creative work. I often volunteer to jump on calls with people, wasting my time connecting with people over long calls and long conversations, often spending full afternoons with people I meet. Many entrepreneurs online advocate time blocking your schedule. Don't let anyone get access to you. Hire an assistant. This makes no sense to me. Before writing my book, I had over 400 curiosity conversations with people from around the world. Every Wednesday, my calendar was literally open, and we'd talk about work, their journey, their path, and it was a vital part of my creative cycle. And now I can't do as many, but I still do these because it's such an important part of my creative process. Matt D'Avella, I think, is a great example of a creator who creates in the spirit of a small creator, which is a good example of showing that small creator doesn't mean small audience or small results. He did a video last year where he talked about scaling back his operation and really focusing on the work that matters to him. He also did a recent video detailing how influencers, because there's so much money for grabs now, are actively pushing the ethical and moral boundaries in order to scale audiences, get as many eyeballs on them as possible for payoffs. And it's so hard to not do these same things. Even as somebody that's strongly principled, somebody that really has this small creator spirit, I see other people achieving crazy results in a short time with all these hustle approaches and these hacks they deploy. And I think, should I be doing that? Am I wasting my talent? Am I wasting my opportunity? But at the end of the day, I always come back to, it's not about those things. It's about the creativity, and it's about this connection to myself. That is the spirit of a small creator. Small creators protect their energy. Creative energy, I think, leads to more creative energy. It's not a finite resource. When you're creating and you're in the flow, it often inspires more creative work. Early on, when I started to notice that writing was such an important part of my life and was making my life better, I committed to it. I experienced something Eric Fromm calls creative union. I was connecting to myself, the work, and something bigger. Around this time, some of my writing was starting to gain traction, and I did a couple of experiments trying to pitch my articles to news outlets and other websites. And the interactions felt empty. They wanted me to change my ideas. They wanted a catchier, more clickbait title. And I decided I am not going to pursue this path. I will make money another way. I am going to protect my connection to the work. And that's what I did for 5 years. I made money doing other things, and when I was making that money, it was always, I am funding the creative work. So I can stay small, I can do it on my terms and play the long game. But this takes constant reflection and awareness of what you're doing. Recently, I was feeling I should create Instagram reels to promote my stuff and try to sell more books. But whenever I'm in this should mode of I need to do X for Y, I lose connection to my work. So I asked myself, how could I share on Instagram in a fun way? I said, what feels exciting and fun and playful? I ended up making a silly video about eating at convenience stores in Taiwan. And somehow that was my best performing video in months. That video led to me getting invited by a YouTuber on his channel with over 1 million subscribers. And the key thing here is that it happened because I was channeling joy. I wasn't aiming for something. And as a small creator, this is so important. If I outsource work like creating clips, creating content, hiring ghostwriters, I'm just an employee at my own company of my own making. And this stance of how you're showing up every day, the energy that's flowing through you, is one of the most important things in the world. And for me, at least, being a small creator, it's way easier to make those trade-offs, make those choices, come back to what I really care about, and stay connected to my energy. Small creators love the long, slow, stupid, fun way. This is a playful way of describing my approach to work over the last 8.5 years on my path. This is also a way of just reminding myself what it's all about in taking the long view. Long, slow, stupid, fun way. It's long, because I want it to be sustainable. I want to keep doing this for decades. Slow because I'm present and enjoying the journey. I'm connected to my work. I know that I'm in the good old days now and I don't want to rush to some finish line. It's stupid because I feel silly and stupid sometimes because others around me are achieving grand success. They're in a rush. They're crushing it on metrics I can see. And I know maybe if I grinded harder, I could achieve too. But it's fun because I know I'm doing it on my own terms, at my own pace, in a way that enables me to keep going over the long term. The long, slow, stupid, fun way is an embrace of my own infinite game, one I want to keep playing. The thing I love most about this framing of a small creator is how they pair it with big world in their podcast. Small creator, big world. And for me, I've experienced this. I've been invited on huge podcasts. I've been randomly recognized in multiple countries. I've had people from dozens of countries buy and read my books. I've sold more than 70,000 books. I've had my book translated into many languages, like Chinese, Russian, French, Hindi. I've made money in countless ways over the last 8 years, generating over $1 million in that time period. And yet, it's just me. I'm still a small creator. And it's awesome. And this is a choice you can make too. Ultimately, being a small creator is a way for people that love the act of creation and don't want to worry about constant achievement and grand goals so that they can play a long game and hopefully have fun along the way as well. If you want to support a small creator or check out one of the craziest bets I've made, check out this video of me investing in a premium hardcover of my book, The Pathless Path. I created this video to detail the process of creating it, why I did it, and why I think it matters.